Breaking news. And if you are on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, or if you are a low-income American who has been struggling to make ends meet, I need you to stop everything right now and watch this video until the very end. Because what I am about to share with you today could directly affect your finances, your household budget, and your ability to keep up with the rising cost of everyday life in America. There is a major push happening right now, and people are calling it the tariff check, a potential $1,700 payment being discussed for Americans. And it is directly connected to something that is impacting every single one of us right now. We are talking about tariffs. You've heard the word, you've seen the headlines. But what you may not know, what most people are not telling you, is that there is a growing movement, a real legislative push to send money directly to Americans to help offset the financial pain that these tariffs are causing. And if you are a senior, if you are disabled, if you are on a fixed income, this could be one of the most important updates you hear all year. So stay right here. Don't go anywhere. I am going to walk you through exactly what is being proposed, who could qualify, how much money we are talking about, and what you need to do right now to be ready. This is not clickbait. This is not a rumor. This is a real conversation happening at the highest levels of the United States government, and you deserve to know about it. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everyone. And if you are new here, welcome. I am so glad you found this channel. This channel exists for one reason and one reason only: to keep you informed, protected, and prepared. We cover Social Security updates, SSI and SSDI news, stimulus check information, cost of living changes, and every financial update that affects everyday Americans, especially those of you who are on fixed incomes, who are retired, who are disabled, or who are simply trying to survive in an economy that feels like it is working against you. Every single week, we break down the numbers, the legislation, the government announcements, and we translate all of that complicated language into plain English that you can actually use. Because let's be honest, the government does not always make it easy to understand what is happening with your money. That is why we are here. Now, before we go any further, I want to ask you something. If you are watching this video and you are not yet subscribed to this channel, please take just 2 seconds right now and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell icon too, so you get notified every single time we post a new update. Because the information we share here could literally protect your income, and you do not want to miss a single update, like especially with everything that is changing so fast right now, okay? Now that we have that covered, let's talk about what is really going on, because the tariff situation in America is getting serious, and the government is under enormous pressure to do something about it. And there is a proposal on the table that could put $1,700 directly into the hands of Americans. Let's break this down from the very beginning. Let's start simple. A tariff is a tax. It is a tax that the United States government places on goods that are imported from other countries. Now, the idea behind tariffs, at least in theory, is to protect American businesses and American jobs. If it costs more to bring goods in from overseas, then American companies can compete more fairly. That sounds reasonable on the surface, but here is the problem. When the government raises tariffs, when it makes it more expensive to import things like electronics, clothing, food products, medicine, and everyday household items, that cost does not just disappear, it gets passed on to you. The importer pays the tariff, then the store pays a higher price to the importer, then you pay a higher price at the store. That is how it works. Every single time. And right now, the United States has implemented some of the highest tariffs we have seen in decades. We are talking about tariffs on goods from China, from Europe, from Canada, from Mexico, tariffs that are affecting the price of almost everything you buy. Groceries, medicine, clothing, electronics, car parts, household appliances. If you have noticed that your grocery bill is higher than it used to be, this is part of the reason why. If you have noticed that things that used to cost a certain amount now cost significantly more, tariffs are a big part of that story. And for people on fixed incomes, for seniors on Social Security, for people on SSI or SSDI, this is not just an inconvenience. This is a crisis because your income is not going up at the same rate that prices are going up. And that gap, that space between what you receive and what you need to spend is getting wider every single month. The push for a tariff check, what is being proposed? Now, here is where things get really important, because lawmakers and policy experts are aware of this problem. They know that tariffs are hitting low-income and fixed-income Americans the hardest. They know that seniors and disabled Americans are spending a higher percentage of their income on the things that are being affected by tariffs. And so there is a serious conversation happening, a push from multiple directions to provide direct financial relief to Americans in the form of what some are calling a tariff check or a tariff dividend. The concept is straightforward. The government is collecting billions of dollars in tariff revenue. That money is coming in from businesses importing goods, but ultimately it is coming from the pockets of American consumers. So the argument being made, and it is a powerful argument, is this: if the American people are the ones paying for these tariffs through higher prices, then the American people should receive some of that tariff revenue back. That is the tariff dividend concept. And the number that is being discussed, the figure that has been floating around in policy circles and among lawmakers, is approximately $1,700 per eligible American. Now, I want to be very clear with you here because I always want to be honest with you. This is a proposal. It is a push. It is a movement. It has not been signed into law yet. But it is a real and active discussion. It is gaining momentum. It has supporters in Congress. It has economists backing it up. And it has millions of Americans, people just like you, who desperately need this kind of relief. And the reason I'm telling you about it now before it becomes law is because you deserve to know what is being considered so that you can be prepared, so that you can be informed, and so that you are not caught off guard if and when something moves forward. Who would qualify for a tariff check? Now, one of the most important questions, the question I know is on your mind right now, is this: would I qualify? Based on what is being discussed and proposed, here is the general framework that advocates and lawmakers are working with. First, income limits. The proposal is generally focused on low to moderate income Americans. We're talking about individuals earning under a certain threshold and households earning under a certain threshold. The exact numbers are still being debated, but the focus is clearly on people who are feeling the most financial pain from rising prices. And that means fixed income Americans are at the center of this conversation. Second, Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients. There is significant support for making sure that people who receive federal benefits, Social Security retirement, supplemental security income, Social Security disability insurance, are included in any tariff relief payment. This makes sense. These are the Americans who are most directly hurt by inflation and rising prices. These are the Americans with the least flexibility in their budgets. Third, age and disability status. Seniors and disabled Americans are expected to be prioritized in many of the proposals being discussed. Now, I want to remind you, these details are subject to change as the legislation develops. The exact eligibility criteria, the exact payment amounts, the exact timing, all of that is still being worked out. But the direction is clear. The intent is clear. This is meant to help people on fixed incomes. This is meant to help seniors. This is meant to help disabled Americans. This is meant to help you. The $1,700 figure, where does it come from? Let me explain the math, because I think it is important for you to understand why this number keeps coming up. When economists and policy analysts look at the tariff revenue being collected by the U.S. government, and when they divide that by the number of eligible American households, the numbers start to produce figures in the range of $1,200 to $2,000 per household or per individual. The $1,700 figure represents a middle estimate, a realistic number based on current tariff revenue projections. Think about what that could mean for you. If you are on SSI right now, your maximum monthly benefit is around $943 for an individual. A $1,700 payment would be nearly 2 months of income for you. If you are on SSDI, your average monthly benefit is around $1,537. A $1,700 check would be more than 1 full month of your income. For a senior on Social Security retirement receiving an average benefit of around $1,900 per month, a $1,700 payment would be close to an entire month's check as a bonus. That is not nothing. That is rent. That is groceries for months. That is medication. That is a car payment. That is keeping the lights on. That is the kind of relief that can make a real difference in a real person's life. And that is why this conversation is gaining so much energy and momentum right now. What is the current status? Is this moving forward? Now, let me give you the honest update on where things stand. The push for a tariff check or tariff dividend has been gaining support from a variety of quarters. Some progressive lawmakers have been pushing for direct payments as part of broader economic justice arguments. Some conservative economists have actually supported the dividend concept because it aligns with free market principles. You collect the revenue, you return it to the people. There have been proposals introduced in Congress. There have been think tanks and policy organizations releasing reports supporting the idea. There has been growing media coverage and public pressure. The tariff situation itself, the economic reality of higher prices, is not going away. In fact, many economists expect prices to continue rising as tariffs remain in effect or expand. That reality creates political pressure, and political pressure creates action. Is there a guarantee that a $1,700 tariff check will be sent out? I cannot make that promise to you. And anyone who tells you it is 100% guaranteed is not being straight with you. What I can tell you is this. The conversation is real, the need is real, the pressure is real, and the momentum is building. And if you are someone who depends on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, you need to be watching this situation closely. Because if this moves forward, the window to act, the window to make sure your information is up to date, to make sure you do not miss a payment, that window may be smaller than you think. How this connects to your Social Security benefits. Now, I want to take a moment to connect the dots between the tariff situation and your Social Security, SSI, or SSDI benefits, because they are more connected than most people realize. Here is the thing about your Social Security benefit. It is adjusted each year based on something called the Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. The COLA is calculated based on inflation data. When prices go up, your benefit is supposed to go up too. But here is the problem. The COLA calculation does not always perfectly reflect what seniors and disabled Americans are actually spending their money on. Healthcare costs, for example, go up faster than general inflation for most seniors. Housing costs go up faster. Food costs, especially the kinds of foods that lower income people buy, go up faster. And now, with tariffs pushing prices even higher on everyday goods, the gap between what your COLA gives you and what you actually need to survive is growing. The 2025 COLA was 2.5%. For someone receiving $900 a month, that was about a $47 increase. But if your grocery bill went up by $80 a month because of tariff-related price increases, you are already behind. That is the reality that millions of Social Security recipients are living right now. And that is exactly why the tariff check conversation is so important. It is not just about a one-time payment. It is about acknowledging that the current system is not keeping up and that something needs to be done to close the gap. Okay? Now I want to talk to you very directly because I care about you and I want to make sure that you are protected no matter what happens with this proposal. Here is my honest advice for you right now. Number one, do not spend money you do not have yet. I know that when you hear about a potential $1,700 check, it is natural to start thinking about how you would use it, what bills you would pay, what you have been putting off, and that is completely understandable. But please do not make financial commitments based on money that has not been confirmed or sent yet. This proposal is moving, but it is not law yet. Wait until there is an official announcement before you make any financial plans around it. Number two, make sure your information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. One of the biggest reasons people miss payments, whether it is stimulus checks, COLA adjustments, or any kind of relief payment, is because their information on file is outdated. Your mailing address, your bank account information for direct deposit, your contact details. Go to ssa.gov and log into your My Social Security account. Make sure everything is current and accurate. If you receive any kind of federal benefit, your payment will likely be sent through the same system. And outdated information can cause serious delays. Number three, be aware of scams. I have to say this every single time there is talk of new payments, because scammers are always listening. As soon as news of a potential tariff check spreads, there will be people, criminals, who try to take advantage of that. They will call you, they will text you, they will email you, they will show up on social media. They will tell you that you need to pay a fee to receive your check. They will ask for your Social Security number, your bank account number, your Medicare information. Do not give that information to anyone who contacts you first. The government will never call you out of the blue and ask for your personal information in exchange for a payment. If you get a call like that, hang up. It is a scam. If you want to check on the status of any payment, go directly to ssa.gov or call the official Social Security Administration number at 1-800-772-1213. Number four, budget carefully for the months ahead. Whether or not a tariff check comes through, prices are going up right now. And that means you need to be thinking carefully about your budget. Look at your fixed expenses, rent, utilities, insurance, medications. Look at where prices have gone up the most for you personally. See if there are any programs you might qualify for that can help. SNAP benefits for food, LEHEAP for utility assistance, Medicare, extra help for prescription drug costs. These programs exist. They are real. And many people who qualify for them are not using them simply because they do not know about them. Number 5, stay informed. This situation is moving fast. Things could change week to week. New proposals could be introduced. Existing proposals could gain traction or stall. The best thing you can do right now is stay connected to reliable sources of information that are tracking this for you. And that is exactly what this channel is here to do. I want to take a moment right now to speak directly to you. If you are watching this video, if you made it this far, it is because you care about your financial security. It is because you are trying to protect yourself and your family. It is because you understand that staying informed is one of the most powerful things you can do when you are on a fixed income in a world where everything keeps changing. And I want you to know this channel is here for you. Every week, we monitor the latest news from Washington. We track the Social Security Administration announcements. We follow the legislative developments. We watch the economic data. And then we bring it all back to you in plain language, with no complicated jargon, with no political spin, just the facts you need to protect your income and plan your life. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe right now. Hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, because you do not want to miss what is coming. We have updates coming on the Tariff Check developments. We have updates coming on 2026 COLA projections. We have updates on SSI payment changes, SSDI reviews, Medicare costs, all of it. And if you know someone, a friend, a family member, a neighbor who is on Social Security, SSI, or SSDI, or who is struggling with the rising cost of living, please share this video with them because they deserve to know about this too. You sharing this video could literally help someone protect their financial future. That is not an exaggeration. And if you have questions, drop them in the comments below. I read the comments. The community here reads the comments. We help each other. That is what this space is about. All right, let's bring it all together. Here is what you need to remember from today's video. 1. Tariffs are raising prices on everyday goods, and that is hitting Social Security, SSI, and SSDI recipients especially hard. 2. There is a real and growing push in Washington for a tariff check, a direct payment to Americans to offset the financial pain caused by these tariffs. The number being discussed is approximately $1,700. 3. This proposal is not yet law, but it is gaining momentum, and you need to be watching it closely. 4. To protect yourself right now, make sure your information is up to date with the Social Security Administration. Be alert for scams, budget carefully, and take advantage of assistance programs you may qualify for. 5. Stay subscribed to this channel so you get every update as this situation develops. I know that times are hard right now for a lot of you. I know that every dollar matters. I know that rising prices feel overwhelming. I know that it can feel like no one in Washington is thinking about you, but I want you to hold on to this. You are not invisible. Your situation matters, and there are people fighting to make sure you get the relief you deserve. We are going to keep watching. We are going to keep reporting, and we are going to keep showing up for you every single week, because that is what this channel is built on. You take care of yourself, watch your budget, stay safe from scams, and check back with us for the next update. We will see you in the next video. God bless you. And God bless every American who is working hard just to get by. Take care.